Have you ever woken up in the morning, stretched your arms, and thought, I don't feel quite as spry as I did 10 years ago? You're not alone. In fact, I had that same thought just last week while trying to keep up with my grandkids in the backyard. But here's the thing. Sometimes, it's not just the years adding up. It's the little habits we don't even realize are quietly working against us. Now, I'm not here to scold or lecture. Heaven knows we've earned the right to live life on our terms. But what if I told you there are 4 common habits many of us pick up after 70 that might be making us feel older than we truly are? And better yet, what if swapping them out could help you feel more vibrant, energetic, and yes, even younger? Today, let's chat about 2 of these habits, why they might be holding you back, and what to do instead. No complicated routines, no strict rules, just simple, practical changes that'll have you feeling like your best self again. Sound good? Let's dive in. First up, sitting too much. Now, I know what you're thinking. But I've worked hard my whole life. Shouldn't I get to relax? Of course you should. The problem isn't resting. It's staying still for too long. Hours in the same chair, watching TV, or even reading. It stiffens the joints, weakens the muscles, and saps your energy faster than you'd think. Here's the good news. You don't need to run marathons or join a gym. My friend Martha, she's 78, started setting a little timer on her stove. Every 30 minutes, it dings, and she gets up to walk to the kitchen window, stretch her arms, or even just shuffle around the living room once. Within a week, she said her back pain eased up, and she felt less like a rusty hinge. So, think motion in moderation. A short walk after meals, light gardening, or even folding laundry standing up, it all adds up. Now, let's talk about something you might not expect, skipping protein. As we get older, our bodies need more protein to hold onto muscle, keep our bones strong, and stay energized. But here's the catch. Our appetite often shrinks, and we lean toward what's easy. Toast, soup, maybe a cookie with tea. Sound familiar? My neighbor, Frank, used to eat cereal for breakfast every day and wondered why he felt so sluggish by noon. Then his daughter suggested adding a hard-boiled egg or a spoonful of peanut butter to his morning routine. Within days, he noticed he wasn't dragging himself to the couch by 2 p.m. anymore. Protein isn't just for bodybuilders, it's for us. A handful of nuts, a slice of cheese, or a scoop of beans in your salad can make a world of difference. These changes aren't about overhauling your life. They're about tweaking the rhythm of your day. A little more movement here, a bit more protein there, and suddenly, you're not just getting by. You're thriving. Now, these are just the first 2 habits. In our next conversation, we'll explore 2 more that might surprise you. And trust me, you'll want to stick around. But for today, why not pick one small step? Set that timer. Add a sprinkle of walnuts to your oatmeal, or simply stand and stretch during the next commercial break. Your body and your future self will thank you. You know, there's a saying I've always loved. Growing older is inevitable, but growing old is optional. And isn't that the truth? Now, earlier we talked about moving more and giving your body the protein it craves. But there are 2 more habits many of us fall into after 70 that can quietly chip away at our vitality. Let's tackle those next, and I promise, these might just make you rethink your daily routine. Let's start with something we don't talk about enough, isolation. Now, I'm not just talking about living alone, though that's part of it. It's the slow drift away from connection. Maybe you've stopped calling old friends as often, or you tell yourself, oh, they're probably busy, when an invitation comes your way. But here's what happens. When we pull back from the world, our minds and hearts start to shrink right along with our social circles. Take my cousin, Evelyn. After her husband passed, she spent months turning down lunches, bridge games, even family visits. She said she didn't want to be a bother. But one day, her granddaughter signed her up for a weekly painting class at the community center. By the 3rd week, Evelyn wasn't just painting. She was hosting coffee dates with her new friends afterward. She told me, I forgot how good it feels to laugh until my cheeks hurt. Connection isn't just joy, it's medicine. A quick phone call, joining a book club, or even waving to your mail carrier can keep that spark alive. Now, here's a habit you might not see coming: neglecting your sleep routine. But I'm retired, you might say. I can sleep whenever I want. Ah, but our bodies crave rhythm, especially as we age. Staying up too late watching reruns, napping haphazardly, or scrolling in bed until midnight. It throws off your internal clock. And poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy. It weakens your immune system, clouds your thinking, and even ages your skin faster. My brother-in-law, Harold, used to joke that he'd become a night owl in his 70s. But after months of feeling foggy and irritable, his doctor asked one simple question. Asterisk, what time did you go to bed last night? Asterisk turns out, Harold was dozing off in his recliner at 8 p.m., waking up at midnight, then staring at the ceiling until 3 a.m. Sound familiar? Together, they made a plan. No more TV after 8:30, a warm bath instead, and reading real books, not screens, before bed. Within 2 weeks, Harold said he felt like he'd found his rhythm again. It's not about rigid schedules. It's about kindness to your body. Maybe for you, it's sipping herbal tea instead of coffee after noon, or swapping that late-night news for calming music. Small shifts can lead to deeper sleep, brighter mornings, and yes, fewer wrinkles. After all, who doesn't want to wake up feeling like they've actually rested? Now, these two habits, staying connected and honoring your sleep, might seem simple, but they're powerful. And here's the secret: they build on each other. A good night's rest gives you the energy to reach out to a friend, and that laughter with a friend? Well, it sure makes bedtime feel sweeter. In our final chat, we'll explore one last habit that ties all of this together, something that's less about what you do and more about how you see yourself. But until then, why not try one tiny step today? Dial a friend you've been missing, or tuck yourself in 30 minutes earlier with a book you love. Remember, aging isn't about loss. It's about choosing what to keep. You know, there's a beautiful thing about getting older. We've earned the wisdom to know what truly matters. And after our chats about moving more, nourishing our bodies, staying connected, and honoring our sleep, there's one last piece of the puzzle I want to share with you. It's not a habit to stop, exactly, but a mindset to start. Because how we see ourselves as we age, that might just be the most powerful habit of all. Let me explain. So often, we tell ourselves stories like, I'm too old for that, or asterisk, that ship has sailed. Asterisk, maybe it's about trying a new hobby, traveling somewhere, or even wearing a color that feels too bright. But here's the truth. Every time we put limits on what's possible, we shrink our world a little more. Aging isn't a cage. It's an invitation to focus on what brings us joy. Take my friend Louise. At 76, she decided to learn the ukulele, something she'd never dared try before. The first few weeks were all squeaky strings and wrong chords, but now, she plays at her retirement community's talent show every month. She told me, asterisk, I'm not the best, but I'm the happiest I've been in years. Asterisk, that's the magic of letting go of too old and embracing why not. Now, I'm not saying you need to climb Everest or start a rock band, unless you want to. It's about giving yourself permission to explore, try a new recipe, sign up for that community college lecture, or even rearrange the furniture in your living room. Surprise your brain, your body, and your spirit. Because curiosity, it's the antidote to feeling stuck in time. Let's tie this all together. We've talked about 4 habits that might be aging you faster: sitting too much, skipping protein, pulling away from others, and neglecting sleep. But what if the real secret is seeing yourself not as old, but as endlessly capable? Every small change you make, whether it's adding a walk to your day or calling an old friend, is a declaration that life isn't winding down. It's opening up. So here's my challenge to you. This week, do one thing that makes you feel alive. Maybe it's swapping toast for eggs at breakfast, joining a walking group, or finally reading that novel collecting dust on your shelf. And when that voice whispers, "You're too old for this," smile and say, asterisk, watch me. Asterisk, now I'd love to hear from you. What's one small change you're excited to try? Or maybe you've already started. Tell me about it in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. And if this resonated with you, pass it along to a friend who might need a nudge. After all, We're in this together. If you enjoyed our time together today, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss our future chats. And remember, every day is a fresh page. Let's fill it with joy, curiosity, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing age is just a number, but living, that's timeless. Here's to your next chapter, friend. Make it unforgettable. Share your journey in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.